Welcome. This is a series of short lectures meant to build up and reinforce the knowledge that you have attained in class. The topic that we will be discussing on is transport in plants. First, let us start with a little recap. You have learned that plants obtain energy through photosynthesis. With the chlorophyll, plants can absorb light energy mainly through the leaves. The chemical equation for photosynthesis is shown as such. We know that carbon dioxide is obtained via the stomata from earlier lessons. Hence now, we will focus on the other parts of the equation, water and glucose. These are transported within the plant using special structures. Within the plant, transport structures include vascular bundles consisting of xylem and phloem and root hair cells. We will now go through each structure in depth. The xylem acquires the form of many xylem vessels which are made up of dead cells. Each xylem vessel has an empty lumen and possesses lignin within its cell walls. The function of the xylem is to transport water and dissolve mineral salts, as well as to provide mechanical support for the plant. In biology, when we are studying structures, we will explain it in terms of how the form is related to its function. In this case, the empty lumen helps to reduce water resistance as there is nothing to obstruct the flow of water within the xylem vessels. The walls that possesses lignin helps to hold the plant and prevents it from collapsing. Next, the phloem. It consists of sieve tubes and companion cells. Sieve tubes are elongated cells that have lost most of their organelles. Adjacent sieve tubes are separated by sieve plates. Companion cells are usually found beside sieve tubes, possessing many mitochondria. The main function of the phloem is to transport the sugar produced from photosynthesis to other parts of the plant. The presence of the mitochondria in the companion cell is to provide energy for the sieve tubes. The sieve plates that possesses numerous holes facilitates rapid transport of the sugars also. Xylems and phloem are arranged in vascular bundles, but differ in arrangements within the stem or roots. This is a picture of the stem of a plant in general. Apart from the vascular bundles, the pith and cortex serves a storage purpose. The epidermis, which is a waterproof layer, helps prevent excessive water loss. This is a close-up of one vascular bundle with the xylem and phloem. In between is the cambium, which are cells that eventually differentiate into either xylem or phloem cells. In the roots, there is also the cortex and the epidermis, also known as the piliferous layer. The xylem and phloem are arranged differently from within the stem. Lastly, we have the root hair cells. These cells are actually tubular outgrowths from the epidermis, and their cell set contains water, ions, and mineral salts. Its function is to absorb these substances. To make absorption efficient, root hair cells are usually thin and narrow so that they can reach in between the soil particles for water. The partially permeable piliferous layer allows for selective absorption of only substances the plant requires. Lastly, because there is already a high concentration of ions in the root hair cell set, mitochondria are needed to provide energy for active transport to absorb ions against the concentration gradient. That is the end of this lecture on the transport structures in plants. Thank you.